How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another all-wheel drive Miata video. In this video, we're going to be getting the EJ205 upgraded and ready to be put back into the car. What upgrades do we have for this engine, might you ask? Well, we have a couple things. Number one, we have new suspension bushings. Engine related, obviously. We also have a new Clutch Masters FX400 clutch to go in between there and there. That clutch will hold all of the power of the new VF48 38. I need to go check, I don't remember which one I got. It's a VF48 off of the brand new generation of STI. That's gonna be going on here. And that Clutch Masters clutch, the FX400, is going to hold all of the power that this thing can throw at it. Huge thank you to Clutch Masters for providing the clutch for this video. And then we have a bunch of heat protection stuff from Moto. Huge thanks to them for providing that stuff for this video. And then we have a thermostat from Moto and some other stuff. We're gonna go ahead and start off by removing the suspension, getting the bushing in there and painting all that stuff. Then we'll pull the trans off, the new clutch on, the trans back on, put all this into the engine bay, mock up the new turbo. We're not gonna bolt it on yet because we're gonna have to fabricate a wastegate stuff. And yeah, it's gonna be a nice, easy, fun video full of power mods and such like that. Replacement of the suspension bushings has been temporarily delayed again. I can't get that bolt off, and I can't use a big breaker bar because it'll just flip the entire thing over. So yeah. Let's pull the transmission off. I created this incredibly strange contraption to pull the trans off of the engine without having to unbolt anything. Axles are still on, hubs are still on, suspension's still on. All I did is remove the trans bolts, and there we go. Access to the clutch. The the trans is on, jack stand on a dolly, and the jack. The subframe is on 5 different jack stands, and everything is super sturdy, and it just slid right off. Easiest but strangest way to pull a trans, guaranteed. So now we can get rid of this stocker. This right here is what was in the engine. This is just a stock AWD replacement clutch. And this thing couldn't even handle the power of the stock turbo all the way turned up. Not sure if you guys remember that launch I tried to do in the Subaru when this was in a Subaru. Roasted the clutch so hard. It left a cloud of clutch smoke, and the interior of the car smelled like fried clutch for the next week. It was terrible. And you can see definitely some heat spots on the flywheel. But let's go ahead and look at the new clutch and flywheel that we got from Clutch Masters. On the top there, we have the old clutch, and on the bottom here, we have the new Clutch Masters FX400 clutch. As you can tell, the new clutch is a 6-puck sprung disc. It's got a lighter feel pressure plate, and then it has an aluminum lightweight flywheel. The old one is just a normal ceramic disc, just a normal pressure plate, and a normal flywheel. The flywheel is significantly lighter. The pressure plate is still light, so the clutch won't be super heavy, and yet the disc is gonna be nice and grabby, but also smooth. So it's the best of all worlds. This clutch is good for all the power this motor could ever make, you know, up to more than 400 wheel horsepower. So that is gonna be awesome. Yeah, another benefit of this contraption, since it's on the ground technically, you know, it's stable, I just put a breaker bar on the crank bolt that held everything in place while I torqued those down. Last but not least, new throwout bearing. It's really cool, really weird how the Subaru throwout bearings attach. They kind of clip in. That thing is a beaut in there. Yet again, huge thank you to Clutch Masters for the clutch. If you guys need a clutch for your daily, for your project car, for your race car, whatever, Clutch Masters has it. They make clutches for a whole bunch of vehicles, and they make a whole bunch of different clutches, ranging from, you know, stock replacement ones to super triple disc, 1,000 horsepower capable clutches. Their clutches are really awesome. Ironically, that's actually the exact same type of clutch that I ran in the AWD Miata when it was two-wheel drive, when it had the supercharger on it. So I'll have a link in the description. You can check them out. Huge thank you to them again. Let's get this trans back onto the engine. As I pulled off the turbo there, one of the washers for the high pressure oil feed went ahead and fell down the up pipe into the manifold. I took off the up pipe hoping it was just in there, but no. I'm assuming it's like right down in this corner, this big dip right here. I'm gonna have to take the manifold off now. I was, you know, debating doing it anyway because we need to heat wrap it, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, so the welds on this aluminum are really ugly. It's paper thin, so you know, it was a little challenging, but it holds water, so I'd say mission success. This is blocking off the recirc valve on the intake. What do you guys think? Think that knock sensor is still good, right? It doesn't need a plug, right? Just doesn't need that. Yes, I'm going to fix that, okay? More hose clamps than I can handle. I'm rich! So many hose clamps! Hey, this is what I was looking for. The stock thermostat here is a 78 degrees Celsius thermostat, so about 175 degrees Fahrenheit. And the Mishimoto one here is a 68 degrees Celsius, or about 155 degrees Fahrenheit. So this will bring down the coolant temps, allow this to open a little bit earlier, and allow coolant to flow back to the radiator a little bit better. And so that is it for today's video. I am so excited to hear this engine run and to hear this thing rip. It's got the new FX400 clutch now. It's got some heat rip on the headers, no washers on the headers, which is always good. And the new turbo is fitted up. Now, if you were watching closely, you'd realize that we didn't fully install that turbo. That's because we're gonna have to pull it off to install the external wastegate and fabricate that stuff. Huge thank you again to Clutch Masters for the clutch, and for Mishimoto for the thermostat and that whole big box of stuff over there. You'll see that in the next video. If you're interested in a clutch or some cooling stuff, check the link in the description. But in the next video, we are going to do the final assembly of hopefully everything. We're putting the new brakes on, the new calipers on. We're gonna put all the wiring back together, freshen it up, put it back together, put the oil cooler on, put the intake and intercooler stuff on, and hopefully, if we have time, finish the cosmetic stuff. So put the hard top on, put the rear finish panel on, the fenders, the bumper, and the hood. And if you want to see that video right now, you can go ahead over to Patreon, become a patron, and you can watch it. Huge thank you to the support on Patreon. It really makes a world of difference. But yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you didn't, please give it a dislike. If you're excited for this car, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Goodbye.